Okay, here I am on the end of my bed tying a winter pattern this time. It's a white lure which I've had great success with. I don't tie snakes, so I tie long white lures or long black lures. Okay, I love winter fishing for lures, but anyway, I'll tie this pattern. I'll talk you through it as I'm tying it. So in the vise we have a Camazon B800 with lead wire going all the way up the shank of a hook and a 3.5 tungsten bead at the front. Okay, this will sink quite nicely, but it's easy. It's pretty good to cast as well. So we hang the thread over the hook, trap the thread, and then just bring it back in reasonably touching turns along the shank of the hook. So I love winter lure fishing. The excitement of the little nips at the tail, that sort of thing. And I think that's part of the excitement of it. Trying to convert them nips into full blown takes. So if I get a nip, I might stop the fly. I might give it a little pull. That sort of thing. To try and induce that fish to take. I think it's a very exciting way of fishing. Okay, so we've run the thread all the way down the hook. Put a little thread behind the lead. Then run it back to its opposite point of the hook. We've got some white marabou here. Okay. And we're going to tie a generous, probably about 1.5 inches of marabou fibres. I'm going to nip them all together, form a tail. There we go. We'll give it a little twist, and that helps bond them together. So there's my tail, and we'll go off of that to the top of the hook. Nip it on the top of the hook, bring the thread over, form a loop, pull down. There it is on top of the hook. We're going to tie that in a few turns, bring it to the barb of the hook, then bring it back to the point. Okay, we're just going to cut a few of them excess fibres off. So that's the tail of my fly. Okay, so that's the white tail. We're going to add some attraction to this. And so what do I do with winter lure fishing? Well, I will cast out and I will let it sink. Probably start at 5 seconds first cast, do a slow retrieve, next cast a fast retrieve at 5 seconds, and then a varied retrieve. Then I'll go 10 seconds and repeat. And I'll keep repeating this either on a floating line, intermediate or sinking line till I get a take. Once I get a take at that depth and at a certain retrieve, I will then stay at that depth and retrieve, and often that will result in more takes. They might be nips at the tail, that's fine. If I get a nip at the tail, what I will do, I will stop the fly, might give it a sharp pull, might foot pull a little faster, might slow down, just to induce that fish to take. So here we go, we've got the attraction on top of the marabou. I've just tied that in. I'm just going to tie that in a bit more. Bring my thread back a little bit. Now we want to create the body of a fly. I've got this yellow, bright yellow 3mm fritz. I'm going to put it behind the thread, bring it to the top of the hook, tie it in with a couple of turns, and then bring the thread to about 3mm from the bead. And in touch and turns, I'm now going to bring the chenille to form the body. I'm going to try and make the fibres stand out. And to do that, I'll rub the chenille Not really happy with that body, so we'll just undo that. Start again. There we go. Touch and turns. Rubbing the chenille as I go to get the fibres to stand out. Trapper, couple of turns. Bring it back another turn and cut the excess off. I'm going to put a different colour at the head of this fly, and I've got this blob chenille here. Lovely stuff. I'm just going to strip a couple of fibres off. Again, behind the thread, on top of the hook. Just going to cut that little tag end off, and we're just going to take the bob chenille, a couple of turns round the hook. This is to create a bigger head. Bring the thread over, give it a sharp pull, slacken the chenille a little bit, we're going to cut the excess off, and then I'm going to lick my hands, bring the chenille back, couple of turns, and then we're just going to finish with my usual 3 half hitches. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. I'm sure this is going to work well this winter. And I'm just going to take a couple of fibres away from the bead. And that is my longer winter lure in yellow and white with an orange head. Also do this lure with a white head, a white body. That's my white version. Okay, thank you very much.